welcome everyone. It's another beautiful day. It's glorious out there. Spring is approaching. Today I'm celebrating two things actually. It's St. Joseph's Day in the Italian tradition, and it's also Craft and Hobby Day. So let me take you through what I'm going to be doing. The first thing I wanted to show you are these little magnets that you can paint on, and they come magnetized on the back, so they're great for the refrigerator, dishwasher, what have you. And I do have some of the drippings from previous pours that have now dried, and so I'll be cutting these out and then placing them, a glue gun probably, to these circular. So I thought that was a fun thing to try, a new hobby or another hobby. I was wondering what to do with all of these different beautiful colors that came off of different canvases that I've been working on, different compositions. So we'll see if they work out. I have others, and so I'm very excited about that. Amazon, of course. Hopefully, everyone is doing really, really well today. So let's get busy. I'm going to be using an 18 by 18 birchwood canvas. I love working with these. I don't think I'm going to put a pillow down because the paint does not absorb into this type of canvas. I'm hoping that it works out, just exploring a new different type of technique here. And I'll be using pour, and I want to see if it works out today. I'll be mixing a couple of different strategies here to see if we can get a great composition in perhaps a spring-like fashion. Again, it's hobby and craft day, so crafting, whether you're scrapbooking, crocheting, needlepoint, embroidery, maybe you like drawing, painting, which I enjoy doing. Um, there are many, many different things that give you joy, give you pleasure, whatever your hobby is, or explore different types of things. I mean, even playing a sport, maybe golf, if that's your hobby, enjoy yourselves and just bring yourselves new perspectives, a different way of relaxing, wherever that journey takes you and whatever gives you pleasure. Again, just explore different things that you can do. Creating cards perhaps for loved ones, bringing the younger ones with you if you can, family members, friends, get together as a group and maybe drying flowers, creating different floral arrangements, that hobby. Um, Card collecting. I know quite a few avid card collectors, coin collecting, stamp collecting, what have you. But there are other things you can do as well, and I'm sure you're very familiar with the different types of hobbies. So let me get started. I'll be using an Amsterdam titanium white in between those pours, and I'll be using the three-section larger cup for the initial pour, and then I'm thinking to go around the perimeter with a smaller three cups. So I want to see if it works out. I'm using a God Ideal glossy chameleon blue. I'm hoping this really, really pops once it begins to dry. Arteza, a magenta light, and all of these have been mixed with Flutrol and water. I have been using Art Supply Ultramarine Violet. So rich looking and so pretty. I love this shade. I'm hoping it goes really, really well with the other colors here. And then I have a Liquitex, a bright aqua green. I was thinking about using a deeper forest or ivy green, but I thought I would go with the lighter. I believe I need to add some water, and I have just 90% water and 10% Flutrol to this. It just gives me a little bit more control over the flow of the paint. So I do need to mix this up. How's everyone doing this morning? Hope everyone is doing well, enjoying the weather if you're fortunate enough, or if the weather is nice enough for you out there, enjoying a nice walk perhaps, or bike riding, taking your fur babies out for a stroll, whatever that happens to be, getting out in the glorious sunshine, just hanging out and I don't know, maybe collecting some wild flowers. Some are starting to bloom. I see crocus and daffodils as I journey out. Quite pretty, very tranquil. Again, finding a hobby or a craft, something you enjoy doing. Think back perhaps to when you were younger and the things that gave you pleasure, things you enjoyed doing, whether it's building something. That's always fun to do. I'll also be using the cloud pour, which is satin enamel, equal parts satin enamel and flutrol with about a tablespoon of GAC 800 and a Liquitex in here. So I'm hoping not to overdo with the clouds because sometimes that white takes over. I love when I have white and then it kind of peeks through and it's really, really pretty. So I want to get started just by filling the cups, and I'm going to be playing some music for you. And here we go. And we're back. What I did is I layered a little bit of brown in this one with the pink. I don't want the brown to overpower everything, but I did want to have a little hint of it in here, so I'm hoping it works out. So let's see. I'm going to move this for a bit. I did put some of the cloud mixture on the or in the cup on top of those colors. I'm hoping it again doesn't overpower, but I'm hoping to get a nice cloudy effect. I do have this 18 by 18 gallery birchwood canvas on a turntable, which I may or may not spin. I just find it's easier when I'm doing a pour. So let's get busy. Just a bit. I'm going to come in with the 3-cup or the 3-sectioned cup, and I want to go around the perimeter, and I'm hoping it works out. Let's go. I'm seeing some hints of that aqua green color and some of the blue starting to peer through here, and I'm hoping that that continues. Doesn't look like it. The composition has this cohesiveness to it, but I'm hoping as I stretch it and deconstruct it a little bit, it will have a better flow. So let's see. writing this out. I'm not sure if it's going to work out as I had envisioned, but again, just working on a hobby, as it is my hobby. I love the effects that, or the satisfaction that I get from painting. There's just a joy for me. And I hope you find something that gives you pleasure and brings you joy. All right, so I want to torch a little bit more. Not really sure I'm liking, I mean, I love it on its own, but again, I think the color palette should have included some of that magenta in here. Perhaps next time I'll use a 5-section cup. All right, I'm going to continue working and turn the music back on. I'm going to spin it and see what happens next before we move on. Really love this corner and this corner. I think I want to tilt it a little bit that way toward you. There's some wonderful clouds and boulders that are playing off this canvas, this composition. It's really pretty. Love the that magenta and that bright violet is real pretty on the corner here and on the other side as well. But again, I didn't bring it into the center. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do subscribe. Comments. So welcome.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it and drive.
I'm going to try tilt it a little bit more just to see if I can get some of those colors in there. Again, I'm not really sure if I'm liking that stark blue and white in comparison to this pretty lavender effect that's going on here. So, well, let's do a little experimenting while I have you with me and let me know what you think. Your suggestions, ideas, so very, very welcome as you follow me on my journey. Greatly appreciate it. Just filling that 3-section cup once again with some of those colors. Again, trying to bring in that lavender and pink and perhaps introduce it in here. Really love the effect of those clouds that are going on over here. But once again, I just think that my color combination just did not work this time. At least I don't think it did. But once again, I'm always pleasantly surprised when everything dries. Let's see how it goes. Just introducing some more brown and pink, that lavender. And I'm going to add some of that beautiful aqua green. Just experimenting, exploring this hobby, trying to find new things, new ideas. Just putting some white to break it up. I think I'll introduce some more pour or a cloud mixture here. I think I'll just drizzle it on top just to see if I can get some more cloudy effects on this. I think I do want to reintroduce some of that blue, and we'll see if it works out. I overfill this cup, but let's see what happens as I do this pour.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it and drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear us from miles. Me and you, nothing to do. These days they come and go. Me and you, nothing to lose. I feel it in my soul. So let's let the good times roll.
All right, just torching out some bubbles. There's definitely a lot more of that pretty purple. It's an interface. Not really sure what's going to happen as I give this a spin, but let's see.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it and drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear us from miles. Me and you, nothing to do. These days they come and go. Me and you, nothing to lose. I feel it in my soul. So let's let the good times.
I'm loving this corner. This upper left corner is real pretty with those colors. Some of the blue is starting to peek through in that ring, and I think as it dries it will continue to pick up some more blue. Actually, it's coming together. What do you think? Again, do hit that button, that like button, subscribe, leave those comments. Greatly, greatly appreciate it as I explore my hobby, my continued journey to recovery from my stroke. It's going rather well. Much, much better. Just want to touch up some sides and spin it out.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we could throw it and drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear us from now. Me and you, nothing to do. These days they come and go. Me and you, nothing to lose. I feel it in my soul. Let's let the good times roll.
Striations in here. Different types of breaking boulders going on here. Cloud formation, all the beautiful rain,
Down,
blackness in nature.
we'll never come down.
Love the cloudy section here.
When the sun comes up, we'll be feeling how we do right now.
Of this nucleus.
My heart's on fire,
Kind of muddy.
coming down to the wire.
A little bit more.
While the world sleeps, we'll keep burning brighter and brighter. Me and you, nothing to do. These days they come and go.
Again, not exactly as I had envisioned, but it's an experiment working on this hobby of mine. So let me continue on. Put on some music.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we could throw it and drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear us from now. Me and you, nothing to do. These days they come and go. Me and you, nothing to lose. I feel it in my soul. So let's let the good times roll. Down, we'll never come down.
Kind of deconstructing it a little bit by running this palette knife through it and let it spin, and it's actually working out really well. Again, just exploring this hobby. So stay tuned.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we could throw it and drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear
love what's happening as I'm spinning and just letting the knife run through. Keep watching.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it and drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear us a mile. Me and you, nothing to do. These days they come and go. Me and you, nothing to lose.
This is actually working out really, really well. Just deconstructing it a little bit, and the colors are just interplaying. And as I'm doing this, I'm noticing that some of that blue is starting to peek through the magenta, so it's real nice. Composition is coming along. Okay, let's continue.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it and drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear us a mile. Me and you, nothing to do. These days they come and go. Me and you, nothing to lose. I feel it in my soul. So let's let the good times roll.
Results at all, and I'm really liking it. Cannot wait to take pictures of doing this finish. We will
Down, we'll never come down. When the sun comes up, we'll be feeling how we do right now. My heart's on fire, coming down to the wire. While the world sleeps, we'll keep burning brighter and brighter. Me and you, nothing to do. These days they come and go.
The thing about fluid art or acrylic painting is that no two pieces are ever alike, and try as you might to, you know, redo, reconstruct, or revisit a prior piece, it never works out that way. Again, I had not expected this to turn out as it did, because when I initially put that pour down, it just didn't work for me. So I went in and adjusted, modified, added, and this actually is really, really pretty. And the colors are continuing on. So it did pick up the blue that was underneath that magenta. And it's very subtle in here, but I think as it continues to dry, those will continue, or that color will continue to come to the surface. Let me torch out some more bubbles. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit. I want to make sure it's centered. Love the cloud effects and just the scalloping that's going on here, and all of the colors are here in this beautiful harmony. I love what it's doing. I do need to spin.
Hey, what do you
believe, just to get some of that excess paint off. As I said, the wood canvases do not absorb the paint, so I do not want it to graze. And so I'm trying to get as much off as I can, and spinning expands and just pushes out that extra paint. Real interesting piece.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we could throw it and drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear us from miles. Me and you.
I think I'm going to leave it and just maybe tilt just a tiny bit and bring you in for a close-up. Again, celebrating Craft and Hobby Day. Hopefully you find something that gives you pleasure, brings you some joy, a little break from whatever life's circumstances may come your way. And a shout out to all those celebrating St. Joseph's Day, including my brother, my son, and a few cousins. So let me take you in for a close-up. Again, I hadn't expected the effects that this actually wound up creating. Love that cloud formation in that sky blue. So pretty. I fear that this doesn't pick up all of that luster. Some of the iridescent colors are coming through in the bright purple. Real nice. I thank you so much for joining me today. Do hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate the support. Be good to one another and yourselves.